Good afternoon and Jai Hind. Today I am going to discuss how would I explain the topic of measurement to the students of class 6th. First of all, I will lay out the objectives for myself. So as per the objective, the first would be that my students should understand what is the need for the measurement of common things and how it is used in daily life. Second would be, during ancient times when people did not have the standard devices like the ruler or the measuring tape, how did they do the measurement at that time? So at that time they had used the non-standard units. So what are non-standard units? What are the various non-standard units using the body parts? This I would discuss. And with the help of very simple activities, I will make them understand how to do measurement with the non-standard unit. The next objective of this topic would be to make them realize the need of using the standard unit and why it is being used universally for the past 200 years all across the whole earth, all the countries of this planet. Later on, I will also share two common devices which class 6 students should be able to understand. Namely, the first one being the ruler and the second one the measuring tape. What is the difference and what are the various practical ways and places where they can use these two devices. Another very important thing, they should understand what and how the interconversion happens. Like for example, from meter to centimeter to decimeter to kilometer. So how this interconversion happens. The next objective of this lesson plan would be to make the children realize what are the precautions we should keep in mind. The three main precautions we should keep in mind whenever we are doing the measurement of length of any object. The next would be like for example the curved line. Yes, curved surfaces, curved boundaries, curved objects. How can we take the measurement of these curved objects? So these would be the four objectives I would follow when I will teach this topic of measurement of class 6. Now in order to make these concepts clear, I should always keep in mind the basic misconceptions that are there which the children have when they study this topic. The first would be, they assume that the non-standard unit is something which can be used very commonly, which is not true. So by doing very simple activities, this myth of removing from their mind that non-standard unit is used, it's a good thing, can be removed very easily. Second thing would be that they cannot measure the curved line or curved surfaces very easily, but that's not true. This misconception that the curved surfaces, curved line cannot be measured using standard devices should also be cleared from the minds of the students. Also, another very common misconception is that they cannot use a broken ruler or they cannot use a ruler whose zero mark has been faded away for doing the measurement of the length. So these three misconceptions I will handle particularly when I am dealing this topic of measurement with my students. How do I start? At the start of the chapter, I would ask the students to name some of the common means of transport they see around them and what were the ancient means of transport. Questions, these would be entry ticket questions, common questions, inquisitive questions will be asked, wherein the children would identify that the wheel would have been a very important invention which helped in shaping the means of transport in our daily lives. Then coming to the first important thing, what is the need of measurement? So using simple examples like when you go to the tailor, or if you have to make a house, or when the roads have to be constructed, or even for that matter when they have to buy their clothes or the shoes. So it has to be of a proper measurement, otherwise it will not be useful to them. So this is the need for the measurement. Then coming to the first major topic, that during ancient times when people did not have the standard devices like the ruler or the standard units, how did they do the measurement? Well, it happened, but it happened with the help of the non-standard units. What are non-standard units? Non-standard units are using your body parts like your hand span or your finger or forefingers, or length from your nose till your thumb, that would be cubit, the length of your foot. So all these body parts were used to do the measurements of the various things in the daily life. But then that created practical commercial problems, so it was discarded, and over the years with a common scientific convention was adopted that everyone, all the countries would accept the standard unit, so that the measurements are reliable and exchange between the different countries can take place. The concept of meter is now introduced. Then they would be asked to take out their rulers from the bag, because that is a standard device which they have in their pencil boxes. Later on, I will help them to do measurement of their textbook, their study table, with the help of non-standard unit and standard unit, and see the difference that when you do measurement with non-standard units, the two children might have different measurements, but when you do with the standard device, the measurements are same, whether it is a another child or a small child or whatever, doesn't matter. Then coming to the next thing, children realize what are the two devices. One is the ruler, the other would be a measuring tape. Measuring tape is used to do the measurement of curved surfaces like the body parts, like the girth of a tree. Then three major precautions to be kept in mind while doing the measurement. They are, first of all, your eye has to be completely in line with the object. Then your eye should be exactly above the mark of measurement. And then if you're using a broken ruler, you can record the initial reading and the final reading, subtract it, and get the length of your object which you are measuring. So these three precautions have to be taught to the students. Then finally, how to do measurement of the spherical object. That also very simple activity, like they can take the cap of the bottle and the ruler, they can do the measurement. Practical and also is also done within this chapter, and that is a curved line is drawn in the notebook, and they are provided a thread, right? So they place the thread onto the curved line with the help of the pins, and they take it out and measure it on the ruler. So they can do the measurement of the curved line with the help of the thread and the ruler. So this is how very simple concept of measurement and simple concept of devices and various units that are used to do the measurement. So this is how I would teach this topic. Thank you.